That was in there pretty tight. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we are back out in the garage for another maintenance video on my wife's 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee. So she rolled over about 120,000 miles. She burns up the road in this thing and racks up the mileage. So it's probably past due for a rear differential fluid change. So I just did a video not too long ago showing you how to change the engine oil, the engine air filter, and the cabin air filter. If you're interested in that, I'll leave that link down below so you can check those out. But today we're just going to try to do the rear differential. I just finished with another oil change on this thing. It was past due again, and now we're going to try to attack that. I'll show you what I got on the bench. I know there's a lot of debate on different types of oil brands and this and that. I like Amsoil. We've got the Severe Gear differential fluid. It comes with the limited slip additive with it. If you don't have a limited slip differential, it's supposedly fine to add the stuff, or if it already comes with it, no big deal. But if you do have a limited slip differential, you definitely want to have the additive in it. So make sure whatever maker model you have, you got the right one, so you don't cause any problems. We're going to climb up under there. Should be pretty easy to take the top bolt out, the plug. You want to start with the top one first to make sure you can get it out so you can refill it. You don't want to drain it first and then find out you got a problem and you can't fill it. And so we're going to get under there, show you what we got, show you what we're filling it up with, and then get another maintenance video checked off the list. So if you enjoy these kind of videos, leave a thumbs up down below if you found it helpful or whatnot. Leave any comments down below if you got any questions about anything we're doing here or on this one or anything else. Please hit subscribe. I'd appreciate it if you follow along with more videos. We do all sorts of stuff on the channel, from maintenance videos, mods and upgrades, performance videos, racing cars, hobbies, travels, lots of stuff. So you might find something else you want to stick around for. Always appreciate you guys being here. Let's jump to it. So really quick over on the workbench, we've got our owner's manual out, and this is a 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee that we're working on today. Two-wheel drive. We've got our specs out, and for our rear differential with or without, it's calling for the same thing. If I would actually zoom in on what I need to be zooming in on, 75W85 front with the friction modifier or without. So we have our Amsoil Severe Gear 7580, and it does come with the limited slip stuff already in it, so we'll be good one way or another. And now we just got to get our tools out, crawl up under there, and see what we got. Alright, so here's a look from the rear of the vehicle. Here's our rear differential, and here is our drain plug. Of course, yours might be a little bit different, but on this one, it's right here on the bottom, and then around the corner, if I can get to it, there is our fill plug. There we go. Yeah, right there. There's our fill plug. So again, I would suggest loosening this first to make sure you don't have any trouble getting this out. Wouldn't take it all the way out just to start with, but at least loosen it. And then get your drip pan or your catch pan and take this one out and let all the fluid drain out into your pan. And then you can put this back in with some thread sealant and then fill it back up. So let's get started on that. Alright, so I'm filming on a different camera, so hopefully you can hear me okay, but I've got an 8-inch Allen socket on here with a long extension so I can get across this exhaust pipe in here. And that wasn't in there very tight at all, so that's good. That's coming out. Let me slide my pan over a little bit in case some of it drips out. Alright, so let's take that out. And no fluid came out of that top hole. Now our Jeep's sitting pretty much level, so nothing on it whatsoever. So let's go ahead and take this back one out. That was in there pretty tight, not too bad. Cracked it loose. Make sure we got our pan in the right place here. That actually looks pretty good. And let that drain. Whoops, I didn't open my air hole there. There we go. All right, we'll let that drain and get out of here for a second. All right, so we got both the plugs out, all the fluids drained, everything actually looked pretty good for the amount of mileage. It looked really good. Didn't look burnt or overused or anything, but maybe that's what gear oil looks like. Here's the bottom plug for the drain plug. Doesn't look magnetized. I don't see any shavings or anything on there. Doesn't look like there's any kind of thread sealant on this from the factory. I'm going to put just a little teeny tiny thread sealant on it just to make sure we don't have any leaks once it goes back in. I think we'll be more than fine. You can see the torque specs on the Amsoil site. When I purchased the fluid and everything, they had some torque specs on there, so you can check that out if you want to make sure you get this torque back just the right way. I'm just going to snug it up, make sure it's nice and tight, not overdo it. We should be good to go. So I'm going to put that on there now, get it back in, and then we can start filling it up. So I picked me up one of these fluid pump kits from Advanced Auto, where you can screw it right onto a bottle of oil or fluid or anything, and you can pump it in there. Since I already bought these squeezable bags to kind of get into tight spaces, what I did was I just took the flexible tube off of it, and I'm just going to cut the end off of this to open it up, stick this tube on, and I'll be able to squeeze the bag and fill it up and go right through the tube. So hopefully that works good. Mr. Skeleton Man's hanging out over here with me, and so yeah, we're going to try that and see how that goes. And with that, we're all done with another maintenance project. Wasn't too bad at all. Getting those plugs out was super easy, no problem. Getting the fluid back in was a little bit more of a challenge. Of course, the exhaust pipe is right there where you need to get to the fill hole. And I bought these squeezable bags thinking it might be easier to get them snaked in there and squeeze them and refill it. I don't know. What's your thoughts on those things? Are they any good, or just get the pump and pump the fluid back in? Is that the better alternative? Because I've got another video series coming up. If you want to subscribe and hang out too, I'm going to do the same thing in my truck, but it's four-wheel drive, so I've got to do the rear diff, front diff, and the transfer fluid case. Swap all of those out, so I'll have that one up pretty soon if you want to follow along and check it out. But yeah, all done with this one. Refilled for another however many miles, probably another 100,000. Hopefully it lasts that long. So appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hopefully it was informative a little bit. If it was, give it a thumbs up. If you got any questions, leave them down below. And subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this and everything else we're up to. Travel and hobbies and vacations and everything else, mods and upgrades. Appreciate you guys being here as always. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.